Okay, so department ID, department name and location. So we have 3 columns. And for employee, we have employee ID, employee name, start date, salary and department ID. Okay, if MySQL and so on, they do not allow the hashtag. But if you're using Oracle to write your SQL, it allows the hashtag use here. Okay, car, so you have registration, make, model, color, EMP. So now you know how it is linked. Okay, table employee is linked with table department through department ID. Okay, table employee and table car is linked through foreign key of employee. Okay, can you all follow? So now you know that there are 3 tables that link together. So how do they get this? This come from normalization. So I hope that you can see how it evolved. From entity, it become normalization, and then from here, it become your table in database. Alright, so until now, clear? So have you tried and do it? So this one is very simple. Can we start doing together? Okay, display the whole employee table. So first, you need to know what do you want to display. When it said display whole, so meaning select all. Okay, can we start doing it? Ke dah ada yang buat? Anybody have done it? Yes. Oh, okay. I need good. You have done this. All right. So display the whole employee table. So what do you do? If whole meaning what? Okay, select all. Okay, so now from what table? Just simple saja. From EMP and comma, and you get that statement. Okay, this is to write the SQL statement for the following. Okay, get the names of employee. So what do you need to display? Only name. So you have to understand the query, what they want, what they ask for the query. Okay, the same thing goes when you, okay, you should be doing your, okay, I haven't give you the date for your progress submission on project. So however, for your project, basically you have to do this in your database. Okay, and then I will start asking the query one by one. So let's say you are 3 or 4 in a group. So student number 1, group member number 1, I will say that, okay, can you get me the list of a car in by employee apa-apa-apa, something like that. Alright, so you have to know how to get what the query is. So now you just want to get the names of the employee. So if you select all, then it will be wrong. So you just have to select what? Select e-name, because this is the name. Okay, sneezy, doopy, grumpy, dog, sleepy, happy, bashful. So if you're familiar with, do you familiar with the name? Are you familiar with the name? Or you guys are not brought up with fairy tales? Do you familiar with the names or not? Sneezy, doopy, grumpy, dog, sleepy, happy, bashful. Yes. So this is the name of the dwarfs in Snow White. Okay. So we have 7 dwarfs. So 7, just put this. Yeah. So get the name. So meaning we just need to get the name. So employee. This is very simple because it involves only one table. Okay, because the requirement comes from one table. Okay, get all the employee details. Employee whose number is 10. So how do you write it? Get all employee details. So what do you need to do? Select. You guys can, sorry, did I share the video? Yeah. You guys can talk to me. So I need to hear voices. Okay, select. Select all, okay? Correct? So it will select all because we want to get all the employee details. That's what I want. You really have to understand what the query is all about. Okay, if it say names, only names, okay, of the employee whose number is 10. So we want to get this, the employee detail number 10, right? So we want to get everything. So this is where the statement comes in. So select all from what? from table employee. Okay, so now this is the condition. So what's the condition? Where employee name pula, employee ID equals to 10. So yang ni familiar? This one is easy, right? Very easy, straightforward. So you get all the employees because they want the employee details. So this is all from table employee. You know this is from table EMP whose number is 10. So this is the where condition is. Okay, second one. Now you get the names of employees in department 1. So we want to get all the person who works in department 1. This one, grumpy, sleepy and bashful. So how do we make that statement? Only get the select all or select name saja. Select e-name. Can you follow? Or do you want me to type one by one, or I can just paste like this? Okay, so select e-name. Make sure the same one, the same column name. Select e-name from table EMP. Okay, and then this is the where statement. So where what? Where department ID equals to department 1. So you need to know where does this thing belongs. Okay, this belong in department ID. This one just now belong in the employee ID. So you know where you want to search for it. Okay, clear? Then, so now get the employee names and numbers for employees in department 2 who earn more than 20,000. So what do you need to get? What is the select statement? Select statement for the employee name. So meaning only to get the e-name, employee ID for employees in department 2. So you know you have the where statement. Where department ID equals to 2 and there are more. There are 1 and there are another one condition. And what is this 20,000? Go back to here. This salary. Okay. So you get what do you want? E-name and employee ID only. So this come from only one table. That is table what? From table EMP. Correct? So it comes from table EMP. So now this is the where condition. The first condition where department ID equals to 2. And how do you combine it? You combine it using and. So and salary greater than 20,000. Okay, so yang ni yang senang-senang je lagi ni. Okay, this is quite easy. Okay, get the employee names of employees who earn over 50,000 or below 60,000. So meaning more than 50,000 pound or below, meaning smaller than 16,000 pounds. So one is the maximum, one is the minimum. So can you use between? No, because we do not want the between range. We just want greater than, we want the smaller one. So what do you need to know? Get the employee names only. So not to select all, only E name. I forgot to record it. So you need to know what do you want to display. So they will only display the employee name. Okay, so select e-name definitely from what table? Table EMP. So now there are two conditions. The first condition, where salary is greater than 50,000. Okay, or below. Is it and or? So it's clear, it's or, so it's all or below 16,000. So this one cannot use between. If between, then this is between. Between meaning 16,000 to 15,000. So we want to this, but this is different. We want the maximum, we want the minimum, less than 16,000 and 15,000. Okay, so remove duplicate. This one to test how do you use this thing. Get a unique list of department numbers from table employee. So here, if you take a look at this table, kan, you can see the repetitive one. So now they just want you to display the one without repetitive. If you just say that select department ID from table employee, it will give all this list again. Okay, so in this case, we just want this thing, something that is not duplicate. So get a unique of list of numbers from table employee lah ya. Okay, so you need to get, now they just need what? Unique list of department numbers. So only department numbers. So when they got unique here, you need to use this thing. So select this thing. Okay, this is the difference one. Select this thing meaning you cannot get the whole repetitive one, only the one. So select this thing from employee. That's it. There's no other, there's no other condition. Okay, so can you do the number 8 or not? Get the department numbers that have employees' names, sneezy, doopy, sleepy, or happy. So what do you, first when you get this kind of question, you have to ask yourself, what do you want to know? Department numbers. Only you want to know the department numbers. Okay, that have employee names sneezy, doopy, sleepy, or happy. So you take a look here, we want to know sneezy, doopy, sleepy, happy. So where do they live? Where this employee's department? What's the department of this employee? That's all. So can you try and do this first? Number 8. Okay, so what do you need to get? You only need to get the department ID only. Okay, you only get to get the department ID. So this come from table EMP because this one, the one that have the employee name. So you need to know which table that you are going to get. Okay, so what is the condition? So the condition where employee name. So E name. So where E name equals to sneezy, or E name equals to doopy, or E name equals to sleepy, or E names equal to happy. That's it. Habis. Okay, this is the one that you are familiar with. You're using equals. Okay, then but you have to type many times E name. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 times you have to write the E name. Okay, can you follow, guys? Okay, but another one, one thing good about SQL, you can use the word in to replace equals. Okay, so let's take a look how you write this. Okay, because I have done this one. So using in, how do you use it? Okay, the same one. Select department ID from employee. Okay, so now this is the condition. Where e-name, you see here, it's using in. And then you just list down in a comma. So this will be shorter lines of codes. So up to you. If you think that you're okay with this, you go with this. If you think that this one definitely will make it easier for you to write, then straight away with this. Okay, any way is correct. It's just that this one less lines of codes. Any questions? Sebab this one is still easy peasy, right? Okay, so this one, get the employee name of employees whose name are not Sneezy, not Duppy, not Grumpy, or not Doctor. Not Doc. Okay, so meaning what do you need to get? Still, you need to get e-name, which is not, okay, Sneezy or Duppy or Grumpy. So we can use the negative, not, okay, of this one. So you still get the employee name. Sorry. Get the employee names or no? Okay, this is not get the employee name. We want to get the employee name. Get the e-name. Okay, from table EMP. Okay, so this is what we want not to find the same one. So we are using the not in. So this is another one that can be used in SQL. Okay, not in Sneezy, Duppy, Grumpy, and Doc. So very easy sebenarnya SQL. So they have the English reserve word that you can use. So another one, like, I think we have used that last time. So if we want to find using the percentage, alright? So let's say if I want to find someone in Kedah, then I can use like this. So anyhow with the word Kedah, I can find it. But if I want to find something that start with K, it will begin with a K first and then percentage. Okay, but then if I say that I want to find the name that finish with K, then you must have the percentage first, only K after that. So it shows where the location of the word that you want to find. So like this, get the name of employees that begin with the letter D. So you know that begin. So you should put the letter first, only then percentage. Okay, so what do you want to get? Get the e-name. Get e-name, select e-name, yes, from employee where e-name like, yes, correct, Ganun. Okay, so it's correct lah. Yang Gan bagi jawapan is correct. Okay, from employee where e-name like D. Okay, remember for any non-numeric, mesti ada single quote. Okay. Alright, so this one just to sort. Okay, order by. So ascending is default. So you need, if you just put order by, it will automatically done for you as ascending. So this one get a list of alphabetical order, meaning it's ascending. Okay, get a list of employee names. So what else? What do you need to select? Still only e-name. Okay, you need to understand what the questions want. Okay, select e-name from employee, EMP. Okay, so now you just need to arrange. So order by e-name ascending. Kalau you tak letak this one, it's also correct because it will be done by default ascending. Okay, it's correct. But if you want it to be descending, you must write descending, or else it will arrange to you by ascending. Okay, can you follow? So this one need practice. If you do not practice, you cannot answer. Okay, so now we come to aggregate function. Okay, so aggregate function is the one that we discussed previous class. Okay, so you have count, maximum, minimum, sum, and average. Okay, so now, how many employees are there? So what do you need to do? Is it count or sum? How many employees are there? So meaning you want to know how many employees. So you need to count because it will go like this. It will count. Okay, it will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is count. It counts by row. So in this case, what do you do? Select count. How many employees are there? You can select count all or you can select count e-name pun tak apa, tak ada masalah. Okay. Okay, select count all or you want to select count employee name pun no problem. As employee ID ke, as long as it counts the row from table. Okay, remember the word aggregate must be next to the select statement. Okay, so correct apa Musyrifah and Gan. Okay, now what is the average salary in department 1? So you need to find the average salary for department 1. So basically, we want to know how much the salary in department 1. Whoever works in department 1, 1, 2, 3. So we want to know the average salary. So how do you do that? How do you do that? What is the average salary in department 1? How do you do that? Salary average is AVG, right? So it must be select AVG. What do you want to select? Okay. So in the column, so basically, what do you want to do the part? So select average salary. Okay, kat sini clear ke? So from what table? From table EMP. Okay, so now this is the where condition. Where what is this? Department ID, right? So DEPT ID equals to 1. So it will give you the value of average. This is the result, but this is the statement. Okay, you must be in a column, in a bracket. What do you want to count? Okay, this one, what is the highest salary in department 2? So what is it? What does it want? What is the highest salary in department 1? So what do you need to find? Select what? Highest. Meaning max, okay? So what do you need to do? Max of what? Still in bracket salary. Okay. Yes. So select max salary from employee where department ID equals to 2. Okay. So very easy sebenarnya. Okay, if I have already created the tables of that database, then we can do it using your SQL tools. But then tak apalah kan, as long as you understand how it works. Okay, so now this is the topic that I have stopped yesterday, last class, subqueries. Okay, so what is subqueries? Subquery is nested queries, meaning what you see previously, what you have done, only one select statement that you have done, right? This one 1, this one 1, this one 1. Even though the condition is 2, but still the select statement is 1. So meaning there is only one select statement, one query. Okay, but this you need to have the subquery when you need something that you need to combine. Okay, whether you combine more tables or you combine some where statement, so you can have that. Okay, so let's take a look here. Which employees have above average salary? Okay, what does it mean here? Which employee have above average salary? Salary above the average salary. Now, do you, in the column, so let's go back to here. Okay, I'm going to copy these tables back so that I do not have to scroll. Okay, so I use this one back, okay? Okay, so which salary have above average salary? So now you take a look here in table employee. They are talking about table employee. Okay, in the table employee, do you get the number of average salary yet or not? Is there any column saying average salary? Do you know the average salary yet or no? Okay, so meaning no, not yet. So you need to find the salary, the average salary first. Only then you can get to know who have more than above salary. So one thing, first you need to find average salary. Number two, once you get this, only then you can get the name who more than the average salary. Is it correct? This is what they meant. Okay, which employees have above average salary? So you need to find that. So how do you start this? So meaning we have to perform calculation of average salary first. So the one that need to do first will be in the innermost, will be the inner query statement. Okay. Okay, so ada tak answer dia kat sini? Okay, so in this case, you need to perform this first. Okay, so you need to perform this first. You need to find out what is the average salary. So select average salary from table EMP. So this is what we call as the inner subquery. Yang paling ni. So how do you know which one have to go first? Because you need to find this first. Okay, only then you can get the who got the more than the average salary. Again, you must only can compare apple and apple. You cannot compare different column. Okay, so now what do you need to find out? Lastly, it says that we need to find out which employees. So we want to have the employee only. Which employee only? Okay, so we want to know select e-name. So from what table? Again, the same table in this case. So as I said, subquery could be from different table. It could also works from the same table. Okay, select e-name from EMP. So now you need to compare. This is what they say that have above average salary. So this is the where statement comes in. Where salary greater than the results that you have here. Okay, do you understand? Do you guys understand? So meaning, tengok you have to see that it must compare the same thing. Salary must compare with salary. You cannot compare different things. You must compare the same one, the same column. Okay? So like Okay. Okay. So yang ni, are you clear guys? This is what we call subqueries, meaning you have two select statement. Okay, any questions from subquery? Is it clear? So you need to understand the question first. Okay, so now they said that which employee have above average salary, and since we do not know what is the average salary, we have to find this first. Only then we can compare to the one that they want. So this will become the outer query. Okay, let's go to the notes that in our slides. So I will continue the one that we have stopped last time. Okay, so this is subquery. Okay, this one yang I ada suara sekejap. How do I remove the voice? Okay, so this is the subquery. So if you take a look here, it says that list staff who work in branch at 163 Main Street. So meaning in this case, there are two tables that work together here, table staff and table branch. This 163 Main Street belong to table branch, but you want to know the result from the table staff here. Okay, so if you take a look, this is an example that I've given just previously. So now what you need to do is you need to find out what can connect it. So where does this start? So this is the inner one. Once you get the branch number, only then you can compare branch number and branch number. So you can get this information. Okay, this one combine two table. So subquery can get from one table or you can combine from more than one table. So this one inner select statement will find the branch number for branch at 163 Main Street. So it will get the B003. So the result here, branch number, we understand this is equals to B003. Okay. So now so they will get this kind of results. All right, so let's take a look here. So subquery with aggregate, something like we do just now. Okay, list all staff whose salary is greater than average salary. Show by how much. So now you need to find out the average salary first. Okay, and then we need to find out who are the staff. Okay, whose salary is greater than the average salary. But then they said another condition, I want to have extra column to tell the different salary. Okay, so meaning this is number 3 lah, they want, but it's not the inner question. Okay, so now you need to perform the average one. So you get the average. So let's say 1,000. So now select all the column that you need to select. And now the column salary, you do some select statement to show the select difference so that you get this. And then it will display this salary difference. So this one is not from any table at all. Okay, no table at all. This one is exists when you make the part. So you can do that. Okay, but again, whatever you compare, see, whatever you compare, you must compare the same thing. Salary must compare with salary. You cannot salary compare with something else. No. Okay, so this is how you write, but this is how it understand. Meaning they understand that they get the salary, the average is 1,700. Can you follow? Boleh follow tak? Ke dah tengah hari ni pening-pening dah? Okay, so you can order by the same thing, sama sahaja. It's the same like others. You can order by and so on. Okay, let's do the exercise. Not to worry, I will give you assignments on this so that you can understand how it works nanti. Okay, so let's get on this part pula. Okay, so let's go with this. Get the employee who are in Dupi's department. So now we want to find out who are in Dupi's department. Okay, if we can take a look at the data, we know that whoever work in department 2. So now we assume that we do not know Dupi works in department 2. So we just want to know who are the colleagues. Okay, without explicitly say that it's number 2. So how do you do? So you need to work from the inner first. You need to find out the Dupi. You need to find out Dupi's part first. Okay, so now we want to know what is the department number of Dupi because we do not know yet. So we need to get the employee who are in Dupi's department. Which department? Okay, so you need to find out this first. So this will be in a query. So once you get this, so basically you can get the answer like equals to 2. So you need to compare with this. Department ID, you must compare with department ID. You cannot compare with different things. So apple to apple, okay? So where department ID equals to department. So from what table? Masih lagi from table employee. So select ename. So now we can get who are working in department 2 because the result here is 2 for this one. Okay, is it clear? How do you use query statement, subquery? This happen when you need to solve something. You need to get one data first. Once you get it, only then you can get what do you want to display. Okay, so far, any questions? Okay. Subquery can use, or the nested query can be used to combine two or more tables. Okay, but there's an easy way to combine tables, that is joins. Okay, let's go to the notes back. Okay, wait, I'm sharing. Okay, so I'm sharing this multi-table query. So this is part C. So this already in your notes. Okay, so multi-table queries. Alright. Okay, so multi-table query meaning you are joining tables. the result that you need come from more than one table. So this is what we call as multi-table query. The one that you have learned previously, what we have done exercises, the data comes only from one table. Let's say about the salary of the employee who are the same in Dupi's department, so come from one table. Okay, however, there are cases that we need to get the data or the query from one or more, two or more than one tables. So this is what we call multi-table query. So sometimes the word they call it as joins. Okay, this is to perform join. So let's take a look here. Usually when they involve a lot of table, okay, it's easier if you can put as aliases to give alias. So for example, table EMP, you give the alias as E. Table department, you give alias as D, because this will help you to differentiate which column comes from which table. Okay, so alias is important so that you know that which table comes from which column. Okay, so take a look here. It says that list name of all clients who have viewed a property along with any comment supplied. So actually there are two tables. The first one is table client. Second one is table viewing. Okay, so in this table, provided if you want to join table, it must be joinable. Meaning there must be a linkage, meaning there must be a foreign key involved to connect. If it's not connected, then you cannot join the table. So it must have somehow connected here. So in this case, it's connected using the client number. So here there is a foreign key client number column 2. Okay, then you must connect it. If there's no connection exists, then you cannot get the multi-table join. So how do you get the connection? When you perform normalization correctly, then you create the table according to normalization, then you can get the data that you want. So in this case, it says that list name of all clients who have viewed a property along with any comments supplied. So first, we want to get the list of client name that comes from the table client. And then we want to know that this comes from who have viewed. So the part viewed comes from here. Okay. So in this case, this case, you need to join the table. So here, what do you need to find out? Select, there are two tables involved, table client and table viewing. So this is the aliases. You give the aliases so that it will be easier to determine this column comes from which table. Okay, so select, this is what we want to know. Select client number, first name, last name, property number and comment. Okay, so now you know that this come from client number. So this happen when you have the same column in both. So you want to differentiate. For example, where C dot client number equals to V dot client number. So you know that this client number belongs to this table. This one belongs to this. So it has the connection. So that is the simple join. Here it says that the client number and client number is not included in result because they just want to get the list of name who viewed. So the result will come up with this only. Okay, so we can join using different way. Okay, sometimes you can use on, you can use using, you can use join. Okay, natural join. Okay, but I do not want to give you headaches on this. So why don't we do the exercise back? So once you do the exercise, you can see how it works. Mana saya punya tadi? Okay. Let's share the groupy-doopy again. So now it says that get a list of department names with their employees. Okay, so what does it say here? They want to get the department name. So where does department name is? Department name is in here, right? This is where the department name. Okay, but they said that list of department name with their employees. So they want to know list of department name and employees. Correct? So these come from two tables. So you need both to have two tables. So in order for both to get the two table, you need to have some sort of linkage. So you know that this is the linkage, the foreign key exists here. Okay, so what do you need to do? Get a list of department name with their employees. So this is what you need to know, department name. So what do you need to do? Select department name, correct? So from what table? So you have to senaraikan, you have to list down the two table involved. First table, department. Second one is table EMP. So you need to have alias that is D, that is E. Ataupun you can just straight away put .dept EMP. Okay. Then where? How do you connect? Alamak. Macam mana dia turun? Where? How does it connect? Where? What? D dot department ID equals to E dot department ID, so that it connects these two table. Okay, I saw someone give answer just now. Yes. Okay, so you can have this also, not a problem. So like Gan give the example here, the alias, they do not put the alias. Okay, one thing you can not to put alias, but you can just straight away take emp.dept, something like that. Okay, this is easier if it's a short name, short table name. But if you got a long table name like viewing property table, then it's good if you can use alias. Okay, like Gan gave the answer is correct. And in fact, the one that I have, the answer here is this. Okay, same. Sama. I can use this. Okay, but personally, I prefer to use aliases because table name could be a long name. So if it's a long name, then you have to write banyak sikit lah kan. Okay, and it doesn't look neat. Okay, so it's correct here. So you know that this is how it link. You must link with the same column. Okay. So I think I will let you finish you can basically answer until the end. Okay? Until 3 table join. So can you answer that and we discuss in next class. Okay? So siapa yang belum ambil attendance?
Me medium.
Ya? Yeah? Ada?
Saya.
Okay, saya share balik. Okay, nampak tak?
Okay, nampak.
Okay, QR code refreshing. a nice day ahead and Happy New Year. So see you next year. Okay? Okay guys, bye.
Bye, madam.
Happy New Year, madam.
Okay, bye. Happy New
Bye.
Year.